Good morning, everyone. I'm Anuj. I'm from India. Organization I represent is called Sarvajal. Sarvajal means water for all. Now, we are already providing water, pure drinking water, to 150 villages of rural India. 100,000 people are being served daily. We believe providing safe drinking water is the most effective health initiative. Before I take you over the next few minutes to this journey of what we consider future of drinking water in rural India, I would like to show you a video. You see water balance on your card, you see the quality of water coming out. She chooses the quantity, puts the utensil underneath, and dispenses water. This is a standalone, solar-powered, cloud-connected water ATM invented by Sarvajal. Let's take a step back. Let's understand what is the context in which we believe this is going to be the future of drinking water in India. India alone have 125 million people who lack access to safe drinking water. Even the tap water, which reaches only to 2/3 of Indian households, is not fully treated. It has its own contamination issues because most of the places, underground water is the primary source of water. So when it is treated only for removing bacterial contamination. It is not treated for removing the salts and other kinds of contamination, geogenic contamination. India is losing 1.5 million children every year only because of diarrhea. Now, that's only one of the waterborne diseases. India's economic burden due to waterborne diseases is estimated to be $600 million US. Let's look at what is market doing to address some of these things. So the packaged water, the bottled water, what we call here, industry is pretty big, but largely it's serving the traveler, and it's serving in a smaller quantum. It's not daily household requirement. It's $330 million industry. The domestic purifiers, which are most of the time are taking out visible impurities and bacterial contamination, are a big industry. In recent years, they have picked up well. They're $400 million. But what we believe, people like us, there are 5-6 of players in India who are community level, decentralized drinking water providers. We think this segment is going to grow to $730 million over the next few years. Sarvajal value proposition is simple. Drink Sarvajal, stay healthy. As I said earlier, we at Sarvajal believe providing safe drinking water is the most important health initiative. We provide water for half a US cent a liter. And we have a unique combination of franchising as a business model and remote sensing technologies to track each liter of water being produced, being dispensed, so that you know the quality of water in real time. And you can see, just to put things in Indian perspective, a cup of tea at the roadside shop, that's the same price that you pay for entire day's protection of your family from waterborne diseases. Let's also look at some of the recent trends. So we know awareness about waterborne diseases, awareness about water issues is on the rise in India. We also know, say, Indian telecom revolution has given us the platform to work upon so that we can come up with our remote sensing technologies and real-time remote monitoring of our machine. So we believe this is the right time and we are the right kind of model for India. Let's look at the risk. I would like to draw your attention to the second bullet point especially. The government-aided or grant-driven models that also try to do pay-per-use water delivery, they try to recover only OPEX, not the CAPEX, because CAPEX is grant funded. And in that sense, they kind of distort the pay-per-use market. They distort the price point. It's a big risk. Now here is Sarvajal value chain. What does Sarvajal do? How does Sarvajal do? So we provide equipment and services, as you can see on your left-hand side. And then we facilitate bank financing for the entrepreneur. Bank is not financing us. Bank is financing the entrepreneur directly. Entrepreneur purifies water, runs the machine daily, and delivers water in 3 different ways. I mean, people can come and fetch it from the outlet where it is being purified. It can be delivered to their doorstep, and people can take water from our water ATMs. I will repeat, cloud-connected, solar-powered, 24/7 access through water ATM. People, as in consumers, pay us pay-per-use, which means pay per liter, and we take 20% of revenue share from franchisees. Let's go a little deeper into it. So the first and very important part of our franchising model is identifying the right franchisees at the right place. So obviously, we do market identification, we assess the quality of water, and we see the size of demand there. In those areas, we advertise, generate lead, take them through the process, facilitate bank financing, and once they get the bank financing, they buy the machine from us, and we install it there. Now, once this is done, we provide them throughout their work with us, we provide them marketing support. Now, I would like to double emphasize this. Getting every franchisee off to a good start is the most critical thing for us. Here are a couple of activities that I have listed out that we provide them. Some of them are ongoing activities, some of them are one-time. I would like to elaborate the first activity, which we are calling Tilak, opening ceremony, and I would like to give some background of it. First of all, Tilak is a Hindi word. It means a red mark on the forehead, which on all the auspicious occasion, people in India would have just as to signify saying something good is starting today, something good is happening today. So we call our opening ceremony Tilak. Typically, our franchisees would like to organize some event the day when they are launching their business. They would organize a prayer. They would get their friends and relatives to come. And at the same time, we join hands with them. We send 3 of our franchise relationship reps on the field to go there in Sarvajal uniform and help franchise enlarge their customer base. I'll give you some idea of what kind of an activity. I mean, there are a couple of activities. I'll just describe one activity. Try to visualize 3 camels, one after another, banners hanging on both the sides of the camel saying why safe drinking water is important, how cheap and how affordable now it is, and you can afford it and avoid all sorts of waterborne diseases. Right behind that, there is the delivery vehicle going slowly but blaring the Sarvajal jingle, giving out 1 glass of water to everyone who is on the roadside or the shopkeepers or the household, and giving away a pamphlet which basically says, okay, here are the waterborne diseases, here is the cost, here is the time you lose in recuperation, and you can avoid all of this at only half a US cent a liter. I would like to emphasize before I go to this next slide, saying last 37 franchisees that we installed, we made sure through Tilaks that within first week they had the required customer base so that from the very first month they are break even. So they didn't have, last 37 franchisees didn't have a single month where they made losses. Okay, let's go to the integrated operations part of it. As I said earlier, we have 2 pillars of our business model. One is franchise business model itself, and other is facilitating that through remote sensing technology. We all understand in places like India and in many other places, you have challenges of decentralized multi-location management of any utility. Now, if you have purification unit in villages which are like the 2 that are next to each other are 20 to 25 kilometers away, you want to make sure saying at every point in time, you know the health of your machine, because that's very critical to deliver your central proposition, which is good quality of water. And you want to make sure that your franchisee doesn't find this business difficult, this machine difficult to operate. So we give them some regular services, and we also provide them, because we can track every liter at every point in time, we can track our machines, we give them proactive maintenance services. They have a 24/7 call center facility. It has an easy and rich interface. This is a touch screen HMI thing, pictorial, so requires very little training, and it's kind of intuitive design. They understand saying something is going wrong with the machine. I hit this drop sign, it'll open an SMS there in Sarvajal server. Somebody will call up from there, and we'll get the problem resolved. No one, even the ones who are doing it in the same decentralized manner, no one has this kind of technology and this kind of service being given to their outlets. Now, this is how a typical franchisee operation looks like. They have a purification machine, they have a couple of ATMs, they have a vehicle, they get an SMS, Mr. Franchisee, this is tank number 6, 1,000-liter capacity, down to 200 liter, please come and replenish. So the operations have become smooth with the advent of ATM. Not only that, ATM actually makes sure that each of the consumer has access to water. ATM makes sure that each of the customer has access to drinking water, pure drinking water 24/7. And it actually gets better effective price for the franchisee, and it also gets Sarvajal the confidence that we can deliver the price and quality accountability with transparency. We can account for each of the liter dispensed. Here is the franchise unit economics. This is an average franchisee who has 4 ATMs, delivered 2,000 liter through doorstep delivery, and about 500 liter from each of the 4 ATMs. The person invests about $14,000 US and earns about $600 every month, net of having paid the Sarvajal share, net of every recurring expense, every cost that he has to meet on the way to do it, which means he earns back his down payment, which is 25% of the total amount invested within 6 months. Here is the growth plan. Over the next 4 years, from current 100,000 people served daily, we want to go to 2 million people served daily. And this growth chart shows you saying how we are going to expand our unit base, which is appointing new franchisees, and impact base, which is serving many more people every day. Here are the financials. They show we have 2 revenue lines. One revenue line on machine selling, another on water revenue share. It also shows that how over the next 4 years, we are going to reach $2 million, reach 2 million people, but we require $2 million commitment now to come in 3 tranches over the next 3 years. We have a strong team with diversified skill set with a proven track record of having executed things in rural India. We have people from military, we have people from Wharton, we have people from for-profit, we have people from non-for-profit, we have people who have worked for AMD. So what are the things that we need to get right if we need to reach these 2 million people's daily served level over the next 4 years? Here are the 3 key things that we need to get right. We need to get at least 3 or 4 banks to get a top-level tie-up with us so that our finance processing for the entrepreneur is much faster and it is at favorable rates. Similarly, we want to make sure that price and quality transparency is maintained at every level. So we want to transfer all our water sales to electronic sales. Obviously, to scale up this fast, we need to strengthen our HR processes to get many more people in the system much faster. So the plan will achieve the following, right? Plan will take us to more than 1,900 locations through 1,900 franchisees. It will serve 2 million people daily at the end of the 4th year. We'll be estimated medical saving because of this. The annual medical saving would be 7.1 million a year. And these are USDs, right? And employment, that's another key important point. We'll generate 9,000 employment through delivering of this plan. Now, what is the summary? So what have we talked about here is saying there's an enormous need that exists in India. We have a proven and one of the most capital efficient franchisee business model facilitated by pay-per-use financing of the user. We have transparent and scalable technology that makes us do this better than anyone. Scaling up will improve quality of life, it will improve health, and it will generate jobs. So we need $2 million over the next 3 years, and it's an equity investment. We want to reach to 2 million people served daily over the next 4 years. All of you have done your maths. It's very simple. What we are saying is every dollar invested will bring a smile to an extra face. And over the next 4 years, we can do it. I'll be happy to talk to everyone. And before I leave the dais, I would like to congratulate GSBI on completing its 10th year here. Thank you. Thanks a lot.